Welcome to The Real Factor. This is a podcast where we like to talk about movies, whether they're on the big screen, whether they're on TV, whether they're classic, whether they're modern. And today we're actually delving into the not even Netflix world. What is it? What is this?
Yeah, this is a Netflix original.
Netflix. I was thinking Prime Video for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. This is the follow-up to the very popular Knives Out film directed by Rion Johnson, starring Daniel Craig. This one takes place off the coast of Greece and involves a billionaire who, played by Ed Norton, who invites his friends over for a murder mystery that's going to be at his secluded mansion. And we get Benoit Blanc along for the ride to see if he can help figure out this mystery.
But first, I'm Thor.
And I'm Ed. And make sure that you like and subscribe right down below. It doesn't hurt you at all. Just go and do it. Why not? Just hit the button. Just take care of it.
Instead of spending that money on a cup of coffee, hit subscribe.
Yeah, it's free. It's cheaper than coffee. All right. So you haven't seen Knives Out, and
the first one,
and
right?
I have, and personally, I like this one better.
Okay.
I just think
there's an endorsement for me to watch the first one.
There you go. Well, the first one's good. I just think
teasing.
the structure is better for this one.
Okay.
The cast is better in the first one.
Really?
Yeah, they have a lot, I guess, more well-known names than here, but I like this story better.
Well, I mean, I'm a fan of Ed Norton and Kate Hudson. And
I'm a big fan of Kate Hudson in this movie. But first off, we want to say this is going to be a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it first and then come back and listen to our thoughts.
Yeah, so hit pause, go watch it, come back.
That's right.
And see how right we are.
So, what were your thoughts on this?
I think it was a great film. It kept me intrigued the entire time, kept me focused on it. But I really just thought, okay, this is just a modern twist on the movie Clue. And you may not see it that way. I see the look in your eyes. But that's all I could think about was like, this is just a modern Clue.
No.
And I know it's different. Not everybody on this island. Again, the spoilers is not killing everybody at the same time. They all have different motives, which I really do enjoy. I really like the way the director did the film. Mm-hmm. But overall, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that you said, hey, we should watch this and review it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, what about you?
So I like the aspect. The one thing that Rion Johnson does with these two films, and there's already a third one planned, is that midpoint of the movie, he kind of flips it.
Right.
In this one, he reveals that the Andy character is actually the sister. And then you see it from their perspective.
Right. That's what I liked.
And you get a different take on it. And I actually went back and I watched the beginning of it again, and it's neat how you can kind of see the clues that were kind of put out there in front of you when you know what happens.
Right.
But I like how they did the same thing with Knives Out. That they kind of you had the mystery, and then they kind of flipped it right at the middle to kind of change your perspective, and it took a whole different route.
Well, you get more of the reasoning why. Your perspective and your thought process on, this person, especially in this movie, again, spoilers, this person's probably the one who's end up killing that person. Or, because they have the motive to do it.
Yeah.
But then when you go, like you said, halfway through it, they change perspective, and you're like, oh, he said, like whenever he had his girlfriend sleep with Ed Norton, or pretend like, or about to, and he's like, and you see him clench his fist in the first part of the movie, you're like, oh yeah, he's got motive to kill this guy, but then you go later in the film, and he's telling her, just one more time, do this, and put in this plug for me. So he's using the girl to do it, and then all of a sudden he could read lips, or he could hear, or whatever it was, and then he got mad because the guy wasn't going to give him what he wanted. The girl was just the tool for it.
Correct. Yeah.
And then she was actually just using everybody to try to advance what she wants to do.
Yeah.
But so
I also go to the very beginning.
Yeah.
The box. That box was really intricate. I mean, I just thought it was kind of neat. And of course, I didn't like how Daniel Craig's like, this little children's puzzles.
Rudimentary children's puzzles. That was probably my favorite line of the whole thing. And Ed Norton's like, excuse me, what?
Right.
And after I saw some rudimentary, children's puzzles.
And honestly, Daniel Craig was so he had more to do in this one, I think, than he had in Knives Out.
Okay.
But it was just his communication with Ed Norton, as far as whenever they were at the dinner scene and he was getting ready to lay out his murder mystery. It's like, solved, got it done.
Yeah.
And Ed Norton's like, I spent $1 million on trying to.
Had someone design this box, had someone do this. No, that was, we jump way ahead, but that was actually my favorite scene. When he's like, all right, we're again. And the guy's like, all right,
Done.
she did it. He's like, what? And he goes, oh, yeah, and all these clues. And he just rattles them off. He's like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And that's why Ed Norton did such a great job. Is like, he couldn't believe, like you said,
Yeah.
he had a special design person design the puzzle box and do all this other stuff. And then Daniel Craig lays the smack down, when Ed Norton pulls him to the side and he says, oh, yeah, after I solved those rudimentary children's puzzles.
Yeah.
Insult to injury.
So, the wardrobe for Ed Norton, I don't know if you realize or knew, but they had tailored that after, Mark Zuckerberg and Bezos, and even the Tom Cruise character from movie Magnolia.
Okay.
To try to, it was all these basically influencer type people that his wardrobe was kind of mimicked after.
Right.
And whether or not they were, good influencers or bad influencers.
I didn't pick up on the wardrobe doing that, but I definitely picked up on his tendencies on how he was being an influencer to mimic kind of those other people, but I didn't pick up the wardrobe matched. So that's a good call.
I do. I'm not a big social commentary kind of person when it comes to movies, but I mean, it did have a nice little thoroughfare about, how society views these influencer people.
Right.
Or what was his word? The disengagers or something. What was it?
Disruptors.
Disruptors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he would just kind of make up other words.
Made
up no sense.
And since they wanted to be in his good grace, they went along with it.
Right.
And they played along with it, which tells you a lot about how a lot of society is. I know we don't have to get on.
But exactly.
It's like you want to be popular, you want to keep where you're at, your status. And you see how they started off as young friends, and then he became a billionaire, but then the one went into politics, the other one went to doing his, pumping iron and doing all those things and with the cars. But they did it under the guise of, well, we're still friends. But they wanted his power, his influence, his money, everything. And it shows how a lot of people, you can be deceived, you can do stuff you really normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Whenever you're trying to think of, I guess, self-preservation or something, and you're trying to, like, I want to do this, so I need to be buddy-buddy with that person.
And that I know what I'm doing is wrong.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I'm afraid that if I do what's right, then I'm going to lose my career, my finances, and how far will I go to, like you said, preserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they already know where I stand at work. They're like, wait, you say exactly what you think. I'm like, yeah, I will. Because, we all need money to pay bills and do all that other stuff, but you're not going to. Anyway, I'll stand up for what's right.
Yeah.
And who's right, even if I'm wrong. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, no, I think this was great. We talked about Kate Hudson's wardrobe.
She looked great in the poolside. But I will say,
come on, your mom's Goldie Hawn and your dad's Kurt Russell.
I know.
Come on.
I know. What are you going to expect? I will say, I do think that the breakout star in this movie is Janelle Monáe.
Yes.
She did a great job with playing both sides.
Yep.
To me, flawlessly. Like, you really, and I get her mannerisms in the first part of it, kind of going back and seeing it the second time, where you kind of see the influences, whereas before you thought she was just the disgruntled, outcast friend.
Right.
But now you realize that she's scared, witless, and trying to get there and try to expose everybody there.
Right.
But, and I don't know if she's also from Hidden Figures, She was in that. Wonderful in there as well.
Outer Banks, right?
No, Janelle Monáe.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
The girl who was in Outer Banks.
Right. Sorry.
Yep. But, but I think that, honestly, I think all the cast did really well. Even Dave Bautista, who was hilarious in it.
Yeah.
He's kind of coming into his own as an actor. More so than just the brute from Guardians of the Galaxy and, kind of things like that.
Well, it brings me to a point. Her twin sister was murdered.
Correct.
But then she shows up at this party.
Right.
How did Ed Norton? I mean, again, spoilers.
He
did they not know that wasn't her?
Well, he put the poison in her drink,
right?
But then left, and that's kind of where Dave Bautista says, "You remember you about sideswiped me?"
Yeah.
All the way from and then that's when he jumped in and go Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
To try to cover it up, but I don't think he actually ever saw her die or get the report
I guess he
for
did. Yeah, true.
And I don't know. I don't really remember where that was. How close to the timeline of when all the boxes went out? Like maybe did it come in? Was that after the boxes got there?
No. That was before.
That was before. So but obviously he didn't know because even whenever she shows up, he's just like jaw dropping, like
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, like
I'm really glad you showed up.
Like he's looking at a ghost.
Yeah,
basically.
Especially like, why would you show up when I tried to kill you? Even if it was the same person, it's like, why would you show up? I tried to kill you.
Yeah, and he's thinking, what is your motive in being here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that's interesting with this whole thing that talking about her getting killed. That really, the murder mystery in this movie took place really outside of the movie.
Right.
I mean, it's out of the main plot line. You just happen to, he, killed Bautista, or what's his name, in the movie. Anyways,
dang it, I don't know.
But he kills him just to try to cover up the murder,
right?
Because they didn't get released until while they were there.
Yeah. Oh, you know why he sent the box to her though, right? Because it would have been pretty obvious if he sent the boxes to all the other friends and not her.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah,
that was a slick move.
It was a slick move, but I loved how she just takes that hammer and beats the crap out of that box to open it up.
At first, but until we realized that was the twin sister.
Right.
I'm like, the girl's like,
what's going on here?
I figured she's like, she knew who it was from. This one I thought it was the original person, let's say. But she didn't want to play all the stupid games.
Correct.
She's like, I'm not playing his games. I'm just going to break into this stupid thing.
Yeah. I don't have the enjoyment out of this.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not here for the fun anymore because he screwed me over.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But then you'd learn the girl didn't know how to do it anyway.
Right. Exactly.
How do you not know somebody has a twin? I know they kind of went into that a little bit, how she was kind of behind the radar, but seriously, how do you not know somebody has a twin?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
or because they're in a club or something, and somebody comes up and says, "Hey, Andy," or you're like, "Who?" Or says the wrong name.
I guess it's just the fact that maybe they were, I don't know, maybe they were estranged. They were in two different areas.
I guess it's different. My dad was a twin, so I guess it's like, how do you not know?
Oh, I mean, I think
twin
more people would know it, but it would also could be that Miles was so far up his own butt that he never could see that. Because he was just all about himself.
Yeah.
And not really anybody else. Just he was using them as much as they were using him.
He was the hype man, and that's the way I took it.
No,
it's because he had some ideas, but again, he was making up words, stuff that didn't make sense, all this stuff. So he wasn't the brains.
Yeah, he
was the hype man, kind of like me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm kidding. I'm definitely not even the hype man. I don't know. I'm a bumbling idiot. But anyway, no, I think it was well done. I do like I said at the beginning, how the director changed the direction, where you said that, but I like the way they changed it and gave it different perspectives.
Right. Yeah.
So do you have a favorite scene? I've already said mine, but
honestly, I think the end of it with the explosion. I mean, the going for the Mona Lisa and the lady just going. Hitting that little button, then you see the glasses fall down, and the Mona Lisa just burning up.
Oh, I had a problem with that Because I'm like, okay, you're pissed at this guy, but why wouldn't that was painted in at least 1513 or something like that?
Because he wanted it.
But so
I
what?
know, but because he wanted it. Yeah. But anyways, that was I want that. I like that part. So
Yeah.
all right. So what is your real grade for Glass Onion?
I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
All right.
I really, really enjoyed it. Even though I said, to me, it's just a twist, a modern thing on Clue, which I still stand by, which we need to review one day. But I think it was well directed. It was well acted. It just worked.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the 4.5. I think, like I said, I like this one better than Knives Out. Let us know what you think. Have you seen it because you've been watching this? So let us know which one you like better and what your thoughts are on this. And we'll see you next time on The Real Factor.
The real factor.
All right. Bye.